continuing on the Nidecker train, we're going to go jump over into the Jones world here, which they did a bunch of stuff. The biggest thing to note is they redesigned the flagship, and it's got a new shape. And you can see that on page 58 and 59 if you are following along in the catalogs. So with us on those links that we gave you. If you really look at it, like they really squared it off more and made it. It's got like that weird pseudo blunt shape to it now.
Yeah.
Then they also added in some sustainable flax and basalt stringers, recycled sidewalls, FSC control core, FSC engineered wood veneer. So they really, really dove in hard this year on the eco-friendly side of everything with that board. So we'll be riding that. The carbon flagship also got a overhaul. It's I love that they keep saying this is seriously stiff, and it's like it's a stiff board for sure. I mean, I've ridden it. I think the big thing with the carbon flagship is that it just carried over the shape of the regular flagship. So, and they did add new sizes too. So they went to there's a 151 in the flagship and a 67 now in the flagship. Then they renamed the Explorer to the Frontier, which is a really weird move.
Yeah, I don't know why they've done that.
Yeah, that one.
There's nothing wrong with the name Explorer, and you don't want to just rename shit willy-nilly. Like, that just ruins a brand within brand identity with boards, with models.
And they added new sizes to it. So there's 2 new sizes. But other than that, it's going to be the exact same board that it was before with a new name. So I have to go ride that solely because it's got a new name. Now, one of the more hyped things that's coming out for next year, Ultra Mind Expander.
Yep.
Which everyone knows it was a late release this year. And it's cambered.
I'm extremely excited for this. I'm dying to get on one of these.
I'm going to try to get one sometime after the 25th.
Yeah.
From what I've heard is... I flexed it because Powder Tools and Steamboat has one in the store. It's fucking stiff.
Which is funny because it's supposed to be the everyman's flagship. Like, if flagship's too much, then you go to Ultra Mind Expander, the way they talk about it. So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's all marketing bullshit.
Right.
They softened the flex in the Mountain Twin, which you can see that on page 84. It. In my opinion, did it need to be softened? No.
I don't think so either.
But it's a good board. I mean, this is what I consider to be the everyman's fucking flagship, is the Mountain Twin. And then to go along with the women's flagship did get the same new shape. And you can see that on page 94. So that's kind of everything that they've got going on with them. Over in the
They did add a binding.
Did they?
I think so.
I thought
they added a binding.
I thought they still... Oh, maybe.
I'm pretty sure they added
I don't know. This is what happens when you have to look.
I feel like Petey told me that.
60.
Where did the bindings go?
They're all the way at the front of the catalog.
Yeah.
But...
God, their catalog has so much stuff in it.
Are you sure? Because I only see the Apollo and Mercury.
I swear he told me they added a new binding.
No.
Maybe they changed high backs on them?
They added a new binding on Now, is what it was.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, because they added the Brigada to the
right,
women's
I
line,
remember that.
and that's page 42 of the
Now
Now
catalog. Yeah, I guess it
catalog.
is just Mercury and Apollo. Did Apollo get a high back difference? Is that the exact same high back? Did it have that much wing to it before?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
From what I remember, it did.
I thought it had a more way angular shape to it.
It might have. You're talking about something No, because I remember it having a slight wing to it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way. All right.
Yeah.
They're now bindings.
Yeah, basically. And so, speaking of Now, there's the new Brigada women's binding, page 42. It's basically the women's brigade.
Yep.
That's...
And I'll double check this, but I'm pretty sure IPO is now Hangar 2.0.
Ah.
And that's a big change.
That'll change how it fits.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It's Hanger 2.0 now, which I think is a very strong move. Because like that's their entry level. So they needed to fit more boots.
Yes.
And the Hanger 1.0 is just narrow, basically. Brigade, I don't think changed. The Yes is still the same thing.
Oh, yeah, no, there's
the new Captain Finn collab.
Yeah.
Which is Hanger 2.0, their new toe strap. Which I'm very excited to try, because I've had my issues with the old one. So I'm excited to see them just using a basic split toe with some webbing in between. I think it's just going to fit better. Yeah. Other than that, Select I don't think changed. They are starting to put a little more marketing behind the toolless hanger and it being a quiver option, which I think is awesome, because that's probably my favorite thing about now Bonnie's is that you have the quiver option with that. Recon's got a new high back. So I'll be looking forward to riding that, because that's one of my favorite carbon back bindings out there. So yeah, not a ton new stuff, but new toe strap, which I'm excited about. IPO goes to Hanger 2.0, and there's a women's brigade.
Yeah.
That's now.
And then going on to Yes, there's a couple new boards. The first one is the Globe NSB, or Not So Basic. So it's essentially, I'm pretty sure this is the Basic Decade is what it became, because the Basic Decade is not in there.
Right, and they can't call it the Decade again.
Yeah, so
that would make sense.
And it's got the slam back inserts and stuff on it, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Which, if you didn't buy a Basic Decade, you fucking blew it, because that board was amazing. The next one will be on page 20. It's called the Y, this is the price point men optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a little bit softer flexing, drop down in materials too as well. You know, you're not getting the carbon, you're not getting the centered true base, you're getting the centered spec base, which I think is just a lower grade centered base.
Still centered base.
Still centered base, yeah. So it's basically the Resort Carver board. I can't wait to ride that one.
Definitely.
And then the final one is the Hybrid, which is another new model. And this is...
And then they updated Powder Hole.
They did, and the Ghost got some new sizes, but I want to talk about the Hybrid here.
Yeah.
Because this is an all-new model. It's basically the best of...
Best to pick your line of 420 and kind of mash together.
Yes, that's the way to describe it. So it's going to be more of a surf shape for snow riding. You know, you're just going to be out there chasing the powder. And
it pulls the... what do they call it? The side cut?
Oh,
tapered underbite?
Tapered underbite, or whatever it is. Yeah,
tapered underbite. They're pulling tapered underbite from Pick Your Line and putting it on there. And I really like that side cut. I think it works really well. So I'm excited to see that on a volume shift board. I have high hopes for it. We'll see.
It's got 1 millimeter of rocker, and it's 4 millimeters of camber underfoot. So it's that 141 cam rock, which means it's basically just camber, because that rocker is so uninitiating.
Mm-hmm.
But there is that. Yeah, I'm going to be grabbing a bunch of stuff here in like 2 weeks from the Yes, Jones, and Now rep.
Yeah.
Because he's got an office right at Copper, so it's literally, I can just show up and just grab what I need and go from there. And that, I think that's everything from Nidecker now, isn't it? That's every brand that they own?
I think so.
All right. You want to move into Arbor?
Yeah, let's do it.